Hello everyone, my name is Divya Gosai and I am a child psychologist working at Mom's Belief. Are you a parent who's looking for the best way to handle the temper tantrum of the child? Then this video is for you. In order to handle the temper tantrum, we first need to understand the reasons behind it. And the answer lies in the ABC model. So what is this ABC model? A stands for antecedent condition. That is the actual triggering factor that leads to that temper tantrum. It could be any activity or situation, or simply getting to hear a no from a parent. Or it could also be a means of gaining attention. B stands for the actual action or behavior that the child does. For example, head banging, shouting, howling. So all of these are examples of the aggressive temper tantrum behavior that the child is showing. Consequence. C stands for consequence. So consequence means the actual response that we are giving to that behavior. Now let me just explain this with an example. For example, I go on stage and I start singing. Now this is an actual behavior. What can be the consequences or response to this behavior? There can be two possible consequences. The audience might clap and appreciate me, or the audience might not like it and just boo at me. Okay, so let's think about it. Can consequence determine the frequency of behavior? So if a positive consequence is followed by a behavior, the chances of it repeating is more. So for example, if I sing on the stage and the audience really likes it, then the chances of me being on stage and singing again are more. On the other hand, if I go on stage and my action of singing is followed by a negative response, that is the audience booing at me, then the chances of me going on stage again and singing are very less. Alright, now that we've understood the ABC model, the next step is to understand how then exactly do we handle the temper tantrum? How do we tackle it? So we need to understand another concept, that is reinforcement. What is reinforcement? So reinforcement is of two types, positive as well as negative. It is the response that we are giving to the action that the child is doing. So when the child is throwing a temper tantrum, the ideal thing is not to reinforce it by giving any kind of attention and letting the child calm down and cool down. And then once the child has cooled down, then we can give them a positive reinforcement. So what can be a positive reinforcement for a child? Anything that the child likes. You can blow bubbles with them, you can give them any books, any favorite activity that the child likes, anything to eat, right? However, we just need to keep one thing in mind, that reward is really special for the child and is an intrinsic motivator to go and do that activity again and again. That is calming down after a temper tantrum. On the other hand, do not reinforce the temper tantrum in itself. Also, do not try to ignore the child. So for example, if the child wants to go and play in the park and is throwing a temper tantrum for it, if you try to distract the child by giving him or her a packet of chips, then that might just reinforce the behavior of throwing a temper tantrum, because the child will feel that they can get something out of the parent by doing so. So that's it for today. I hope the tips were helpful. See you again next time. Thank you. So today we're going to be talking about if biting and mouthing in children is curable, and is occupational therapy helpful in the same? We first need to understand that biting or mouthing may happen due to oral motor sensory needs in children. Yes, an occupational therapist can help us in managing the same. So an occupational therapist may suggest oral motor exercises, tongue exercises, cheek massages and gum massages for the same. I hope this video was helpful for you. So today we're going to be talking about drooling. Why does drooling occur and how we can manage the same? To start with, everybody drools. Infants usually develop oral muscle tone and control for swallowing somewhere around the ages of 18 months to 24 months of age. So however, yes, it is true that in children with developmental disorders, drooling may persist for a longer period of time than other kids. Alright, so we need to understand what are the different reasons that may be leading to drooling. Poor oral muscle control, oral motor sensitivity, difficulties in tongue movements, difficulties in swallowing, and or excessive production of saliva can be one of the reasons leading to drooling. A speech or an occupational therapist can help you with exercises that increase the oral muscle tone, lip closure, and swallowing abilities of a child, which may in turn help you with managing excessive drooling. In some cases, even dental appliances or chin cups may be suggested for increasing the tongue positioning and helping you with swallowing and therefore managing drooling. Also, it is very important that we work on a good posture and positioning of the head, neck, and the trunk. Sometimes, due to poor motor control of the muscles in the areas of neck, head, and the trunk, the child may sit in a position in which the head is tilted downwards. As a result, they may collect pool of saliva near their mouth, ultimately leading to drooling. So a therapist can help you with exercises that may help you in building better trunk, head, and neck control. Similarly, some exercises can be suggested for increasing the lip closure, tongue movements, and oral muscle tone and strength. So, for example, keeping a straw or ice cream stick in your mouth and doing some activity so that the lips stay closed for a longer period of time. Also, producing sounds like bilabial sounds such as p, b, m, with the straw in the child's mouth helps to build better oral motor control. Okay. Now also, a therapist will tell you different ways of how you can continue these exercises at home and provide great reward and reinforcement to your child, so the child is motivated to repeat these exercises with you, right? And another way that we can help the child could be through fun exercises that help you increase the oral motor sensitivity, that is primarily tactile exercises that help the child differentiate between wet versus dry area around the mouth. So they may be involving you in fun activities such as blowing a kiss or practicing lip smacking or practicing producing sounds for a longer period of time such as O, E. So such exercises may be suggested for oral motor strength and oral motor sensitivity. Also, you can put up different texture materials around the child's mouth, ear, such as putting some honey or lemon, ear, and then asking the child to lick it off with their tongue. So all of these movements may be facilitated. At the same time, other things that can be done is that you can practice proper chewing and proper swallowing with your child, and slowly with all of these activities, drooling can definitely be managed. So that's it from us today, and if you have any more doubts or if there is any other question that you would like us to address, then you can mention it in the comment section. I hope this video proves helpful to you. Thank you.